Nation, and if you're able to stand, please do so. Gentlemen, please remove your hats for tonight's invocation and the playing of our national anthem. Here is Mr. Aaron Leinard for tonight's invocation.
Gracious Father, we thank you for this day that you've given to us. Lord, we thank you for the beautiful weather that you've provided. Lord, and as we enjoy this wonderful evening of racing, Lord, we ask that you watch over each driver and their crews to keep them safe as they're racing. Lord, to watch over the fans in the stands, that they will have a wonderful evening, that they will enjoy themselves, and they will be entertaining. Lord, and that we just ask that you help us have a wonderful evening and remind us of how blessed we are to live in this nation of freedom, Lord, and to live knowing that you are living through us. Lord, it's in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
Presenting tonight's colors, Jeffrey Orr and Gavin Roop. Late models to start week number 18 season champion Van Meters Auto Repair. The number 88 is Tony Urdiles. Starting on the pole again, the 88 is Tony Urdiles from Akron, Ohio. Alongside the number 17 is Bob Snyder Jr., your 2019 point champion, now a two-time point champion in the late model division here at Midvale Speedway. Row number 2, the 0 is George Riddle. The 701 is your fastest qualifier. Flying Ryan Tedesco pulling double duty tonight. And the codeman Cody Jayberg in the 22. 6-lap heat race number 1 is green. Tony Urdiles out front, George Riddle to second underneath Bob Snyder Jr. Snyder back to third. George Riddle almost spins to the infield. Now he's going to spin up in turns 1 and 2. And caution on the speedway. George Riddle all on his own in turns 1 and 2. Three in, 3 to go. Van Meter Auto Repair Season Championship night here at Midvale Speedway. Again, Bob Snyder Jr. already clinching the championship in the late model division a couple of weeks ago. Getting ready to go back to green, Urdiles and Snyder. Tony Urdial is going to pick up the win. Cody Jayberg finishes second. George Riddle third. Ryan Tedesco fourth. And Bob Snyder Jr. in fifth. Kingston Brown to the flag stand, please. Kingston Brown to the flag stand, please. Your winner, heat race number 1 from Akron, Ohio in the Kavanaugh 44 Sharp Forever Tan, sponsored number 88, Tony Urdials. 5 of Chris Grubbs. The 48 is Jonathan Ritter. 6-lap heat race number 2 for the McIntosh Oil Company late models. Again, kids, please go sit to your seat. Guys, go to your seat. Green flag in the air. Bob the Animal Eichel with the race lead. He'll lead lap number 1. Here comes Jonathan Ritter up to second. Corey Herron back to third. Chris Grubbs in fourth. Jonathan Ritter to the outside of Bob the Animal Eichel. 2 laps to go. White flag for Bob the Animal Eichel. Ritter still trying to make that outside lane work. Chris Grubbs right there in the 25. Final time into turn number 3. Here comes Ritter on the outside. Not going to be enough. Bob the Animal Eichel. Pulling to the line from Stone Creek, Ohio in the AW Tipka Oil and Gas Roofner Racing, sponsored number 69. Put your hands together for Bob the Animal Eichel. The number 55 is the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. He'll start on the pole. The 66, the youngster Lewis McGrath, will start alongside. Row number 2, your point champion in the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds, Lucas Ripley in the 0. The 54 is Big Mac Doug McMillan. The 331 is Mike Stone. The 67 is Bob Page. The 38 is Kevin McClintock. And your fastest qualifier, the 09, is Philip Cox. Eight-lap heat race number 1 for the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds Championship night here at Midvale Speedway. Lucas Ripley, your champion in the 0. Green flag in the air for Bailey and McGrath. The Rooster, Brandon Bailey, scoots out to the race lead. He'll lead lap number 1. Here comes Lucas Ripley up to second. McGrath back to third. Mike Stone fourth. Side by side, McClintock and McMillan for fifth. Brandon Bailey continues to lead. The big dog, Lucas Ripley, your champion, runs second. McGrath in third, Stone fourth, McClintock fifth. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go for the Rooster. Final time into turn number 3. The Rooster, Brandon Bailey, going to pick up heat race number 1 over Lucas Ripley. McGrath finishes in third, Stone fourth, McClintock in fifth. Heat race number 1 of the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds from Leesville, Ohio. In the style car washed over, hydraulic sponsor number 55. Put your hands together for the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. Heat race for the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds on championship night here at Midvale Speedway. Bobby DeVore the second, Dan Harding getting ready to go. Green 8-lap heat race number 2 is green. Bobby DeVore with the race lead. Here comes Jerry DeVore for second. Ryan Tedesco trying to make his way up to third around Dan Harding and Will. Here comes Ryan Tedesco for the race lead. Move Ryan Tedesco to the front. Here comes Rick Sibla for second. Ryan Tedesco, Rick Sibla, Jerry DeVore, Bobby DeVore. Your front 4. White flag for Ryan Tedesco. Off turn number 4, Ryan Tedesco, Rick Sibla, Jerry DeVore, Corey Beatty, Dan Harding, and Bobby DeVore the second. Pulling to the line, heat race number 2 winner. From New Philadelphia, Ohio, and the J&S Mowing South Philly Pizza, sponsor number 27. Put your hands together for Flying Ryan Tedesco. Connor Ryan to the start-finish line, please. Camaro Hair, Colt Locker in the 118. Your Bucky Mowing Street Stock champion, the 67 of Lucas Ripley. Your fastest qualifier, the 88 is Dennis Wood, and the number 7 is Gabe Pringle. Getting ready to go green, Kordiak and Boyce. Kordiak will lead lap number 1. Boyce in second, Passwater's in third. Here comes Lucas Ripley in fourth. Oh, Boyce almost spins in turn number 2. Here comes Ripley to the inside. Kordiak, your race leader. Boyce way up the racetrack. Ripley to the inside. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. As Passwater spins in turn number 4. Green flag back in the air, Kordiak and Boyce. Ripley to the inside of Boyce for second. Dennis Wood takes over the third spot. Gabe Pringle going to take fourth from Boyce. Colt Locker will take fifth. Passwater Sr. will take sixth. As here comes Lucas Ripley, looking to the inside of Kordiak for the race lead. Kordiak closes the door. Here comes Dennis Wood to the outside. White flag for Robbie Kordiak. Off turn number 4, your winner, Robbie Kordiak. Lucas Ripley finishes second. Dennis Wood in third. Gabe Pringle fourth. Colt Locker in fifth. Then Passwater's Sr. and Boyce. From Yorksville, Ohio, in the Efficient Energy Group, Hidden Hollow Kennels, keeping you in stitches, and Affordable Towing, sponsored number 55. Put your hands together for Robbie Kordiak. Kyle Lawson, he'll start on the pole of Bucky Mowing Street Stock Heat Race number 2, along with J.D. Lawson in the number 8. Row number 2, the 95 is Scooter Scott Richardson. The 74 is Bob Passwaters Jr. The number 22 is Kylie Wood. The number 1 is Mike Martin, and the number 54 is Chase Berkey. So Mike Martin making his return to street stock racing, former pure stock champion in the number 1. Getting ready to go green, Lawson and Lawson. Green flag in the air. J.D. Lawson in the 8 had the race lead. Here comes brother Kyle Lawson in the 6. Passwaters Jr. making it a three-way fight. Now here comes Richardson in the 95. J.D. Lawson way up the racetrack. Here comes Kyle Lawson in the 6. Still side by side for the race lead halfway home. J.D. Lawson continues to lead his brother Kyle by inches. Richardson runs third. Here comes Mike Martin, 3 wide. Martin backs out of it. Here comes Kylie Wood. Mike Martin going to head pit side in the number 1. The 95 of Richardson heads pit side. Right at the halfway mark, 4 in, 4 to go. J.D. Lawson and Kyle Lawson. Green flag in the air. J.D. Lawson will take the race lead. Here comes Passwaters Jr. for second. White flag for J.D. Lawson. Passwater second. Kyle Lawson third. Chase Berkey fourth. Checkered flag for J.D. Lawson. Bob Passwaters Jr. finishes in the second spot. Kyle Lawson finishes third, and Chase Berkey in fourth. Mike Martin finishes fifth, Kylie Wood in sixth. Actually, Scott Richardson in fifth, Mike Martin sixth, Kylie Wood seventh. Caden Gibson to the flag stand, please. Caden Gibson to the flag stand. Your winner, heat race number 2 of the Bucky Mowing Street Stocks. From Minerva, Ohio, put your hands together for J.D. Lawson. Championship still one to be decided. Your point leader, Kyle Finlayson, will start fourth in the number 15. The number 78 is Josh Peebles. The 007 is Don Rufner the third. The number 24 is Brent Schreffler. And your fastest qualifier, now only 40 points out of the point lead, is Carl Phillips in the number 23. Getting ready to go green, Gavin Roop, Mike Stuber. Green flag in the air. Gavin Root, your race leader. Jeffrey Orr trying to cut into that point lead, moves up to the second spot. Mike Stuber and Finlayson side by side for third. Finlayson, your point leader. Gavin Roop continues to lead the race within the race. Jeffrey Orr leading Kyle Finlayson, trying to pick up a couple of points on him. White flag for Gavin Roop. Jeffrey Orr, Kyle Finlayson. Battle for that second spot. Gavin Roop way out in front. Here comes Carl Phillips in the 23. Checkered flag for Gavin Roop. Orr will finish second. Then Finlayson, Stuber, and Phillips. Your winner, heat race number 1 from Barnhill, Ohio, in the R&B Tires Fast Blast Metal Arts, sponsored number 9, is Gavin Roop. Taylor Fuchs to the start-finish line, please. Taylor Fuchs to the start-finish line. Rick Robinson, and the 69 is Dan Bucky. Eugene Kopp and Toby Cook getting ready to go green. Green flag. Toby Cook to the race lead. Here comes Jamie Leslie for second, way up the racetrack. Eugene Kopp back to second. Here comes Feaster for third. Jamie Leslie now back to the outside of Eugene Kopp for second. Toby Cook way out in front in the 41 as Leslie takes the second spot. Here comes Feaster to the outside of Eugene Comp for third. Halfway home, 4 and 4 to go for Toby Cook. Jamie Leslie running down Toby Cook for the race lead. 2 laps to go. White flag for Toby Cook. Jamie Leslie taking a look to the outside. Going to try the crossover, try to get to the bottom. Doesn't make it work. Feaster still working to the outside of Eugene Comp for the third spot. And off of turn number 4, heat race number 2 to Toby Cook. David Brown Jr. to the flag stand, please. David Brown Jr. to the flag stand. Pulling to the line, heat race number 2 winner in the East of Chicago Pizza, Perry Heights, Ohio Heating and Cooling, and Canton Auto Salvage, sponsored number 41. Put your hands together for Toby Cook. 34 is Andrea Brokaw. The 79 is Eric Brokaw. Green flag in the air. 8-lap heat race number 3. Oh, Salinger way up the racetrack. Mike McDonald will lead lap number 1. Sharpless and Salinger, and now Alan Clark spins in turn number 1. Salinger lead him back to green flag. Sharpless and Hilliker in row 2. Green flag back in the air. Salinger way up the racetrack. Here comes Billy Hilliker. Hilliker will take over the race, lead Salinger way up the racetrack. Here comes McDonald trying to get back to the inside of Salinger for second. Sharpless runs fourth. Andrea Brokaw spins in turn number 4. Caution on the speedway. Right at the halfway mark, Billy Hilliker had a huge lead. Jeremy Salinger, Dan Sharpless, Alan Clark, Eric Brokaw. Your front 6 getting ready to go back to green. Caution on the speedway off of turn number 4. Jeremy Salinger got into the 16 of Mike McDonald, and Andrea Brokaw piled in. Getting ready to go green, Sharpless gets a good restart. He'll take the race lead into turn number 1. Billy Hilliker drops back to second. Alan Clark third. Hilliker trying to work to the outside of Sharpless. 3 laps to go. Hilliker way up the racetrack. Sharpless tries to battle back on the bottom, but here comes Alan Clark. Alan Clark in the 0 almost won a fast compact feature a couple of weeks ago. And then Bart Busby did win the feature the next week in that 0. White flag for Billy Hilliker. Sharpless way up the racetrack, going to give up third to Donnelly. And off of turn number 4, heat race number 3 to Billy Hilliker. Alan Clark will finish second, Donnelly will finish third, Sharpless in fourth, and Salinger in fifth. Pulling to the line, heat race number 3 winner. From Bowerston, Ohio, put your hands together for Billy Hilliker. Going to take a brief Lap season championship race, 25 lap feature on season championship race night. Presented there. Chris Grubbs will start on the pole in the 25. The 48 of the Mountain State Missile, Jonathan Ritter, will start alongside. The number 88 is Tony Urdiles. He'll start inside row number 2 with the code man, Cody Jayberg, in the number 22. Row number 3, your 2019 champion, now a two-time late model champion, Bob Snyder Jr., will start inside of row number 3. The 0 is George Riddle. Your fastest qualifier, the 701 is Flying Ryan Tedesco. The 69 is Bob the Animal Eichel. And the 69R is Corey Herron. Getting ready to go green. McIntosh Oil Company Field on Van Meter Auto Repair. Season championship night, 25 lap feature, we're green. Jonathan Ritter will sweep around the outside and take the race lead. Jonathan Ritter up front in the 48. Cody Jayberg to second. Tony Urdiles trying to get to the inside of Chris Grubbs for third. Here comes George Riddle to the outside of Urdiles for fourth. Urdiles trying to get to the inside of Grubbs for third. Is Jayberg now starting to hunt down Ritter for the race lead. Caution on the speedway in turn number 3. And the green flag is back in the air. Ritter with a good restart. Tries to stay out of that oil dry off of turn number 2. Field into turn number 3. Jayberg battling to the outside of Jonathan Ritter for the race lead. Jayberg will lead lap number 4. Cody Jayberg clear into turn number 1. Ritter up the racetrack, gets into Tedesco. Tedesco takes over second. Cody Jayberg continues to lead in the 22, looking for his third win this season. The 701 Orion Tedesco looking for his second win of the year. Tony Urdiles in third, looking for his first feature victory. And then your champion Bob Snyder Jr. running fourth. Fifth, the 48 of Jonathan Ritter. Then the 69 of Bob the Animal Eichel. The 69R of Corey Herron. Ryan Tedesco all over the back of Cody Jayberg, just past the halfway mark. We'll see if the youngster can get through traffic. Corey Herron will be the first car they encounter. Ryan Tedesco trying to run down Cody Jayberg. 6 laps to go. Tedesco back to the back bumper of Jayberg. Here comes Ryan Tedesco trying to get to the outside of Cody Jayberg. Into turn number 3. Tedesco is there. Off turn number 4. White flag for Cody Jayberg. Tedesco still there. Tedesco continuing to look to that outside. Into turn number 3 for the final time. Tedesco going to pack it in there. He's going to slide up the hill. Your winner is going to be Cody Jayberg. Midvale Speedway Thunder Kids going to be in victory lane. We'll see if Van Meter's Auto Repair representatives come down. So we'll talk to the 2019 champion after we talk to the feature winner. In the Route 39 Auto Salvage, TNS Mowing sponsored number 22. Third trip to Knack Tuning Victory Lane for Cody Jayberg in 2019. Here is your winner, season championship race, Cody Jayberg. Come here, Code Man. Third feature win of the year. Are you rubbing your eyes for tears, or do you got some of that white stuff in there?
That white stuff.
I'll tell you what, track conditions were tricky. You did everything you needed to do just to keep this car right in the line between the white lines, so to speak, right?
Yeah, it was so sketchy out there.
I'm sure it was. I know that conditions just weren't conducive of somebody get to the outside of you. Ryan tried a few times, but this car has been really good the second half of the season. Who you want to thank tonight?
Can't thank my dad, Tom McAdams, for setting this car up. It's badass. That's it.
And that's it. All right, congratulations, brother. Great job tonight. You get the big trophy.
Thank you.
Your winner, the Code Man, Cody J. Berg. All right. Mr. Snyder, come on over here so that I'm still in range. I got to bring you over here. Your 2019 late model champion, put your hands together for Bob Snyder Jr. You. All right, we'll get this done before the batteries die. Bob, two-time champion now. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, Ceci against all these good cars every week.
Who you want to thank on this 17?
I want to thank all my sponsors, my wife for putting up with me being. Yeah, and I want to thank Landstar, Weather Makers, Alexis Builders, Factory Street Pub and Grill, Smith's Auto Sales, all my sponsors. Gary Yoder, Over the Rail Diner. And I just want to thank John Chapman for giving us a place to race. And if it wasn't for all you fans bringing it here, and we wouldn't have nothing to race for. And I also want to thank and I want to dedicate this race to, I lost one of my best friends, Jack Warren. He was always here every week, and he passed away in December, and this is for him.
How about a big round of applause, Bob? Bob Snyder Jr. going to pull into victory lane, your 2019 champion, two-time champion in the late model division. Scott Richardson. Alongside the 22 is Kylie Wood. Row number 2, the 55 is Robbie Kordiak. The number 28 is Frank Boyce. Row number 3, the 75 of Bob Passwater Sr. Camaro hair, the 118 of Colt Locker. Colt Locker locking up our Rookie of the Year standings. Colt Locker in the 118 currently sits second in points. To the inside of row number 4, your point champion, the number 67, driving the John Tannerelli-owned ride. Tannerelli drove it the first couple races of the season. Lucas Ripley. We believe that he is the only driver to win 2 championships in the same season here at Midvale Speedway. Lucas Ripley, your champion in the 67. The number 88 is Dennis Wood. The number 8 is J.D. Lawson. The number 6 is Kyle Lawson. The number 7 is Gabe Pringle. The number 1 is Mike Martin. The 74 is Bob Passwaters Jr. And the 54 is Chase Berkey. The battle for second and third in points, Colt Locker and the 7 of Pringle battling. Green flag is in the air, Richardson and Wood. Richardson and Wood battling for the top spot. Kylie Wood going to take the race lead. Here comes the rookie, former mini truck champion, Colt Locker II. Dennis Wood around the outside of Scott Richardson to third. Here comes Lucas Ripley. Ripley to the outside of Boyce. Front 3 nose to tail. Kylie Wood, Colt Locker, Dennis Wood. Caution on the speedway in turn number 1, just as Dennis Wood got to the inside of Colt Locker for second. The caution flies in turn number 1 and 2. Trying to get the 28 of Frank Boyce to the tail of the field. Now he's finally there. As Kylie Wood, Colt Locker will restart on the front row. Dennis Wood and the 67 of Lucas Ripley in row 2. Robbie Kordiak, Scott Richardson in row 3. Gabe Pringle, Bob Passwaters Jr. in row 4. Bob Passwaters Sr. and Mike Martin in row 5. 6 laps complete. Getting ready to go back to green. 20-lap street stock feature. We're back underway. Colt Locker, Kylie Wood off of turn number 2. Still side by side into turn 3. Locker starting to inch forward just a little bit. Wood going to lead lap number 7. Colt Locker to the front. Going to stay in that high lane. Wood going to try to battle back on the bottom. She did a nice job on the bottom there through 1 and 2. Pulled right back to the door. Through turns 3 and 4, Colt Locker by a nose. Kylie Wood back to the front and clear off of turn number 4. 10 laps complete. Kylie Wood back out front, looking for her first career win. Kylie Wood leads, Colt Locker in second, Dennis Wood third. Your champion Lucas Ripley in fourth. Here comes Gabe Pringle to the inside of Robbie Kordiak. Pringle up to fifth. Colt Locker still trying to work the outside lane. 6 laps to go. Kylie Wood looking for that first career street stock win. Here comes Dennis Wood as the 118 of Locker slips off of turn number 2. 5 laps to go for Kylie Wood. Kylie Wood 3 laps away from her first career victory in the street stocks. Her dad Dennis runs second. Colt Locker still in that outside lane battling with Lucas Ripley. Oh, Chase Berkey spins off of turn number 4. Getting ready to go back to green. Kylie Wood, Dennis Wood, green flag in the air. Oh, Dennis Wood up the racetrack. Kylie Wood leads. Here comes Colt Locker and Lucas Ripley to the inside. 2 laps to go for Kylie Wood. Caution on the speedway. Second place in the points this season. Dennis Wood. Your champion, Lucas Ripley. Gabe Pringle, Bob Passwater Sr. Getting ready to go back to green. Green, white, checkered finish. Green flag off of turn number 4. Kylie Wood gets a good start. Locker dives it into turn number 1 on the outside. Down the back straightaway. Wood and Locker side by side into turn number 3. Locker inching out in front. White flag. Locker leads into line by a nose. Dennis Wood to the infield. Off of turn number 4, checkered flag for Colt Locker. Lucas Ripley finishes second. Kylie Wood in third. Bob Passwater Sr. in Great run by Kylie Wood. If it wasn't for, unfortunately, for a couple spins, she might have had her first career victory. Slipped just a little bit off of turn number 2. Great job by Kylie Wood. Last year's champion, Gabe Pringle, stopping and congratulating Lucas Ripley. Colt Locker back in victory lane. Colt Locker, season championship feature win, second in points in the Townhouse drive-thru. Dover Hydraulics, Black Diamond Earthworks, G&M Electric, My Water Doctor, Summerdale Inn, sponsored number 118. Midvale Speedway Thunder Kids here in victory lane. Getting ready to climb out, Colt Locker. Here's your winner, it's Camaro Hair, Colt Locker. Man, you can't put the hat on. Let them locks flow, baby. Your season championship feature winner. I know you're a rookie in this class, but you are a mini truck champion moving up into this class this year. When you first came up in, what were your expectations? Did you say, hey, top 5 in points, you know, maybe get a feature win? That's realistic.
Actually, it was none of that. We just bought a car, an old car, and fixed it up. And I mean, it's a real street stock. It's got door jams and firewall floor, everything. This is as close to a street stock as you can get. And we were just hoping for at least one feature win. I would have never thought we'd be here. 4 features now.
4 feature wins, season championship win, and finishing second in points as a rookie. That is impressive, my friend.
Yeah, I kind of regret not coming into the season swinging a little bit. We had bent parts for the first half of the year, and I'm really excited for next year.
Absolutely. Who you want to thank on this 118, man?
I want to thank my whole pit crew, especially my dad. I want to thank everybody. The Turn 4 fans, the pit crew, Mike from the garage, just everybody.
Next year, I'm going to implore those Turn 4 fans to have mullet wigs.
Go for it.
Camaro hair wigs. You can't cut the hair.
I was thinking about it. It's been getting caught up. Like when I'm on the creeper, you know, on the creeper in the garage on the floor, it keeps getting stuck in the wheels.
Hey, do you guys want to see him cut his hair? There you go. The fans speak, brother.
Guess it's unanimous.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Your winner, Colt Locker. Midvale Speedway Thunder Kids in victory lane. right, where's the big dog? Where's the champ? The champ is here. All right, so I told everybody earlier, I told you last week, we went back through the records, and I don't believe that anybody in Midvale Speedway's 66-year history has won 2 championships in the same year. You did it in 2 of the top 3 classes here at Midvale Speedway. Dude, that's impressive.
Hey, I mean, it's the crews and the cars. All I do is drive.
I'll tell you what, getting Honky John Tannerelli a championship, drove the car, had the track record to start with the season, you know what I mean? He did a great job, and then he put you in this car, and man, the wind started clicking off, the consistency, just very, very impressive.
Thank you.
That's all you got to say?
Well, I mean, I got to thank everybody.
Thank him, brother.
The sponsors, Johnny first and foremost for letting me drive it. Bobby working on it. I mean, everyone standing here tweaks on it, works on it. Heron Heating and Cooling, the Outlaws, Aero Performance, team effort.
John, you want to say anything? No? He did a hell of a job. He did, right? Honky John Tannerelli, been down here for years. Champion now, car owner. Lucas, congratulations, my friend. Well-deserved second championship.
Thank you.
The big dog, Lucas Ripley, your 2019 Street Stock champion. Colt Locker, your season championship feature winner on Van Meter Auto Repair season championship night. Lucas Ripley, second championship in 2019. CRS Super Trucks. So hearing Brad Copen is in the 50, modified driver Brad Copen in the 50, who will start outside of the front row. Again, rounding out the field, the number 20 is Brian Brewer in the Ed & Company sponsored ride from Cleveland, Ohio. And the final row, the 00 is Mike Brooks in the Brooks Jar Racing sponsored 00. And the number 2 of Eddie Vallette in the Ed & Company sponsored number 2. So Brandon Huff, Brad Copen on the front row, 50 lap. Ed & Company CRS Super Truck Series championship feature here at Midvale Speedway on Van Meter Auto Repair season championship night. Van Meter Auto representatives on the flag stand during the features waving the green flags. There you go. Give it a little shout out. Raise that roof. There you go. White flag, 1 lap to go. Brandon Huff, your point leader. The modified ace, Brad Copen, on the outside in row 9. Steinman, he'll drive about anything that has 4 wheels. He'll start inside of row number 2. And the the 04 of Delphos. Your front 4, 50 laps of green flag racing. Green flag is in the air. Huff and Copen side by side off of turn number 2. Problems towards the back of the pack. The 73 of Shepard gets shuffled out. The front 5 break away. Off of turn number 4, Copen's going to have the race lead. Brad Copen in the 50 has the race lead. Huff in second, Steinman third. Eddie Villette getting the black flag for smoking. Brad Copen continues to lead out front. Spencer Steinman working the outside lane, trying to get around Brandon Huff. Copen on the bottom. Steinman will take over second from Brandon Huff. .11 laps on the board. Brad Copen continues to lead. Spencer Steinman now taking a peek to the outside. Del Foss up to the third spot. Brad Copen continues to lead in the 50. Spencer Steinman in the 37 runs second. Bailey Del Foss runs third. .16 laps on the board. Brad Copen continues to lead. Front three, nose to tail. Trying to get some laps on the board. Little bit of smoke showing from the back of the 04 of Del Foss. As the front three have broken away from Brandon Huff in the fourth spot. They're almost a full straightaway ahead of him. Good battle between the 32 of Brian Taylor and the 20 of Brian Brewer. For the fifth spot, Brewer going to take over that fifth spot as he moves to the inside of Taylor in turn number 3. Caution on the speedway, the 00 of Mike Brooks possibly just cut down a tire in turn number 3 and spun right in front of the leaders. Everybody did a good job to avoid that. Is 18 laps on the board. 7 laps away from the halfway mark. Good racing up front between Copen, Steinman, and Del Foss as they get ready to go back to green. Chief starter Terry Coletti, green flag in hand. And we're back underway, and Spencer Steinman shot out of a cannon in the outside lane. He's going to have Copen cleared off of turn number 2. Spencer Steinman to the race lead. Brandon Huff tried to pack it in to the outside of Del Foss and went way up the racetrack. He's going to give up the 4th spot to Brewer. Spencer Steinman starting to pull away from Brad Copen. Del Foss all over the back of the 50 of Copen for the 2nd spot. Del Foss now going to go to the inside of Copen. Bailey Del Foss will take over 2nd on lap 23. 22. Halfway home, 25 laps in, 25 to go. Spencer Steinman with a 1.6 second lead over Bailey Del Foss. Running third, the 50 of Brad Copen, the 20 of Brian Brewer. And Copen just spins right in front of Brewer, does a complete 360. How Brewer didn't hit him is beyond me. Flat left rear tire on the 50 of Copen. So we'll see if Brad Copen and Brandon Huff can make their way back towards the front. Copen led much of the first half of this race before the restart. On lap 18, Spencer Steinman took the lead. Now he'll restart on the inside. 25 laps to go. CRS Super Truck, Ed & Company 50. Steinman will take the race lead. Del Foss tucks in behind. Now heading into turn number 3, here comes Bailey Del Foss for the race lead. The crossover. Del Foss will lead. So Bailey Del Foss now leads in the 04. Spencer Steinman back to 2nd. Brian Brewer runs 3rd. Then the 73 truck of Mike Shepard. The 21 of Brandon Huff. The 50 of Brad Copen. And the 32 of Brian Taylor. Huff in control of the championship, running in the 4th spot. Here comes Brad Copen to the inside of Mike Shepard for the 5th spot. Now problems for Brian Brewer. Brewer has problems off of turn number 4. Looks like a right front tire. Caution on the speedway. Caution for the number 20 of Brian Brewer. Tough break for the driver running in the 3rd spot when it broke. Getting ready to come back to green. 31 laps complete. 19 to go. Del Foss, your race leader. Spencer Steinman restarts on the outside. Did not get the restart like he had the last 2 times. Still side by side through 3 and 4. Delphos off the bottom just a little bit. He's going to lead lap number 32 by a nose. Now Delphos clears Steinman to the race lead. Brad Copen back up to the 3rd spot. Spencer Steinman continues to look to the outside of Delphos. Steinman continues to try the outside. Brian Taylor problems off of turn number 2. Caution on the speedway. Brian Taylor, row 4. Off of turn number 4. 15 laps to go. Green is in the air. Delphos looking like he's starting to inch away from Spencer Steinman. Brad Copen all over the back of that 37 truck. Ten laps to go for Bailey Delphos. If Spencer Steinman has anything left for the 04 of Delphos, now's the time to show it. 8 laps to go. Five laps to go for Bailey Delphos as he continues to lead over Spencer Steinman. Mike Brooks takes over the 5th spot from Mike Shepard. White flag for Bailey Delphos. Steinman is there. Steinman looking for another CRS Super Truck Series win at Midvale Speedway. Looks to the outside of Delphos. Final time into turn number 3. Steinman going to pack it in. Not going to be able to do it. Your winner, Bailey Delphos. Pretty good CRS Super Truck feature here at Midvale Speedway to cap it off. Brandon Huff in the number 21 wraps up the championship. So congratulations to Brandon Huff, the 2019 CRS Super Truck Series champion here at Midvale Speedway. In the Republic Services, BMT Firearms, Fatback Racing, Russell Real Estate, sponsored number 04. First win at Midvale Speedway and first win in 2019. Way to cap it off for Bailey Delphos. In the Fletcher Motorsports, Fatback Racing, Russell Real Estate Services, Republic Services, BMT Firearms, sponsored number 04. Here's your season championship feature winner, the Ed and Company 50, Bailey Delphos. We'll talk to 2019 CRS Super Truck Series champion here in just a minute after Bailey gets his helmet off. Climb in here for an interview real quick. First win at Midvale Speedway, first win of the year. Bailey, I'll tell you what, I got to be honest with you now, all right? Spencer Steinman got a lot of laps around this place in a modified, in a truck, whatever the case may be, right? I said, man, when he took the lead and you kind of backed off and gave him the corner, I said, I think this one's probably over. And then off turn 2, you said, nah, this thing ain't over. You rocketed that thing to the inside, took the race lead. That was it. Man, how'd you do it?
This guy right here, Scott Wild, sets it up for me, and he makes it where I can dry wheels off of it.
I'll tell you what. The official that was up there in the tower, he said, these two young guns up here going to put on a good show. You guys did. I know you've had your ups and downs here at Midvale the last couple seasons, right? But yeah, some very rough finishes. But you know what? It's got to feel good to finally break through, right? Because I know you like this place.
It does. This is one of my favorite places to race. I love it here.
Who you want to thank on this 04 tonight?
All my sponsors, Fletcher Motorsports, Republic, Russell Realty, BMT Firearms. I got to thank my dad and my Uncle Kevin and Alex, my girlfriend Caitlin. My mom isn't here tonight, but she supports me, so.
She might not be allowed to come no more. Oh, there she is. We'll let him talk to his mom in Victory Lane. He's got the lucky dollar bill. Talk to Mom at Victory Lane. Man, congratulations. Great run tonight, brother.
Thank you, thank you.
Your winner, Bailey Delphos. All right, let's move. Oh, thank you, Billy. All right. That thing's a little heavier than I thought it was. All right. Your 2019 CRS Super Truck Series champion, Brandon Huff. Congratulations, buddy. I know you've been another one here at Midvale Speedway. You've had that roller coaster, haven't broke through to get that feature win yet, but to win a championship here, pretty cool.
It feels good to win a championship. Love coming here to Midvale. I just can't get that win here. We just beat ourselves up on setup tonight a little bit. We think we have it, and then we don't. But there's next year we're looking forward to coming back, give it a shot again.
Who you want to thank in this 21 truck tonight?
My entire crew, family, friends, especially my dad. He's the setup guy. He's at fault tonight for this. But that's all right. We're going to go do some homework for next year and hit it again hard next year.
Congratulations, man. It's got to feel good to win a title. Great job, buddy.
Thanks. Thank you.
Your 2019 champion, Brandon Huff. Once again, how about a big round of applause for the CRS Super Truck Series? Probably one of the best shows they put on tonight. That was a really, really good race up front. Bailey Delphos in Victory Lane. Brandon Huff, your champion. Congratulations to them, Billy Straley, and everybody at the CRS Super Trucks. We look forward to having them back in 2020. Feature on Van Meter Auto Repair Season Championship Night here at Midvale Speedway. Starting on the pole, the 65 is Dan Harding. Alongside the number 4, Jerry DeVore. Row number 2, the 02 of Rick Sibla. The 27 of Flying Ryan Tedesco. The 55 is the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. The 66, Lewis McGrath. The 54 of Big Mac, Doug McMillan. The 331 is Mike Stone. The 67 is Bob Page. The 38 is Kevin McClintock. The 09 is Philip Cox, your fastest qualifier. The 0 is your champion, Lucas Ripley. The number 75 is Bobby DeVore. The number 7 is Corey Beatty. The 69 is Don Rufner III. And by the way, Josh Van Meter has $250 in his pocket. We gave out to the modified drivers at the beginning of the season Van Meter Auto Repair stickers. If they put those stickers on the race car and they finish in Victory Lane tonight with it, they're going to get a $250 bonus, and most of these guys took those stickers. So hopefully they've got those Van Meter Auto Repair stickers on there, because that's a $250 bonus if you ran the Van Meter Auto sticker. So getting ready to go green. 25-lap feature, Harding and DeVore. Green flag in the air. Dan Harding will have the race lead off of turn number 2. Here comes Rick Sibla. Sibla up to second, entering turn number 3. Lap number 1, Dan Harding. Here comes Rick Sibla. former late model champion Doug McMillan underneath the rooster, Brandon Bailey. And Rick Sibla going to take the race lead. Doug McMillan going to take third. Tough break for Bob Page, being radioed to pull pit side. He has fuel leaking. So the 67 of Bob Page being asked to pull pit side for leaking fuel. Caution on the speedway. Officials tried to get Bob Page to pull off of the speedway for leaking fuel. He did not adhere to the caution. So he did not. Green flag in the air for Rick Sibla. And we got a pile up in turn number 1. So it looks like the 66 of Lewis McGrath, the 331 of Mike Stone, the 7 of Corey Beatty, all involved up there in turn number 1. Looked like Doug McMillan got out of shape into turn number 1, just a little bit behind the 02 of Rick Sibla. So getting ready to come back to green, Rick Sibla and Dan Harding. Green flag in the air. And so Jerry DeVore spins in turn number 1. He was trying to cut the grass for John Chapman down there in turn number 1. Rick Sibla, Dan Harding. Harding and Sibla. Green flag in the air. Field gets through 1 and 2. Here comes the rooster. Brandon Bailey 3 wide. Makes the 3 wide move to the outside of Doug McMillan. Brandon Bailey now takes over second. He's going to try and go to the outside of Rick Sibla for the race lead. Here comes Ryan Tedesco. Tedesco to the outside of Doug McMillan for third. Rick Sibla, Brandon Bailey, your race, your front 2. Doug McMillan runs third. Ryan Tedesco trying to make that outside lane work. Mike Stone there on the inside. Then the 09 of Philip Cox. The 38 of Kevin McClintock. The 65 of Harding. The 67 of Page. Here comes Brandon Bailey to the outside of Rick Sibla. Brandon Bailey continues to fight in the outside lane. 10 laps to go. 10 to go. Brandon Bailey trying to clear Rick Sibla out front. Still hanging in there is Sibla. Brandon Bailey and Rick Sibla. Good battle for third between Mike Stone and Doug McMillan. Stone going to take over the third spot. Here comes Philip Cox for fourth. Cox to the inside of McMillan. He'll take fourth. Here comes Kevin McClintock. Sibla. Brandon Bailey back to the front. Rick Sibla tucks back in behind. He was sent to the tail. The 55 of Brandon Bailey, your race leader. Rick Sibla got another shot. Mike Stone runs third. Doug McMillan fourth. Kevin McClintock fifth. Green flag back in the air. Mike Stone to the inside of Rick Sibla for second. Stone and Sibla battling for second. The Rooster starting to check out. White flag in the air. Stone takes over second. Here comes McClintock to third. And your winner, Brandon Bailey. So Mike Stone hangs on to finish second. Kevin McClintock comes home third. The Rooster, Brandon Bailey, after destroying his green car on open mod night. Hops back into the white 55. Now the question is, we got to find out if he's got the Van Meter sticker on there. We'll take a quick look. We'll take a quick look. Okay, so what I've been told, I'll take a look to make sure. But he told me that he had it on his other hood. This is his backup hood, and it is sitting at home. So I will leave that up to Josh Van Meter what he wants to do. I know for a fact it was on there, but I don't believe it's on this one. The Dover Hydraulics, Scio Car Wash, sponsor number 55. I'm looking. I'm going to look to make sure. You know where I'm going with this, Rooster. All right, I don't see it, so we'll leave it up to Josh and see what he wants to do. The helmet is off. Getting ready to climb out. Newly married. First win is a husband. Here he is, the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. Come on over here, big fella. All right, so you got the ring on. It wasn't bad luck after all.
No, thank goodness it wasn't.
So, first of all, congratulations on being newly married. That is awesome. And Mrs. Rooster, congratulations to her as well. Man, I'll tell you what, once you got this thing out front, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. I kind of slacked off there at the start, kind of messed up on that was my fault, but got behind Harding, and I knew I had to do something to get out around him, but once I get to his outside, I thought I was going to be all right. But yeah, me and Silla ran a pretty good race. We never touched once, but yeah, good night.
That three-wide move was pretty interesting. Like you said, you had to do what you had to do. You went between Doug McMillan and Harding. That was a little daring.
Yeah, like I said, I had to do something early because I only have one chance to do that. So it worked, and we ended the year strong and come back next year.
Who you want to thank on this 55?
Dover Hydraulics, Sean, my brother, or my dad, Jake, and Grandpa for getting this thing ready to go this week. And but yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Chris.
Your winner, the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. Is he going to give it to him? Look at this. All right, so he's got the backup hood on there, but you're going to get the bonus anyway. He gets the Van Meter Auto Repair bonus. You did have the sticker on there all year. I will give you that. I will give you that. Do me a favor. When you get home, take a picture of that hood, send it to Josh, or send it to me, and I'll send it to Josh so you can verify, all right?
All right, I will.
All right. How about great sponsor Josh Van Meter? How about giving him a big round of applause for giving the extra $250? The Van Meter Auto Repair bonus. That is why he is the Van Meter Auto Repair modified sponsor here at Midvale Speedway and the season championship sponsor as well. Right? And we got ducked by the champion. Oh, that's right. He blew the water hose. Never mind. My bad. My bad. We did talk to Lucas Ripley earlier, though, so that was good. Brandon Bailey and Mrs. Rooster in Victory Lane for the first time as a married couple. How about that? Pretty cool deal. final feature of the evening for the Finlayson Towing Compacts, and we've got a championship to decide. I can tell you that if Kyle Finlayson takes the green flag, he will be the 2019 compact champion, his first ever compact championship. There's not, actually there would be room now, right? Yes, so I take that back. When we only had 1 or 2 features, he would to lose the wouldn't have had. Now he does. So I will not crown him champion yet. I take that back. The 38 of Eric Feaster, the 443 of Connor McLean will start on the front row. The 15 of Derek Robinson, the 69 of Dan Bucky. The number 9 is Gavin Roop. The 8 is Jeffrey Orr. Right now currently sits second in points. Then your point leader, the 15 of Kyle Finlayson, the 78 of Josh Peebles, the 007 of DR3, Don Rufner the third, the 24 Brent Schreffler, the 23 is Carl Phillips, the 44 is Mike Stuber, the 53 is Curtis Finlayson, the 64 is Jamie Leslie, the 41 of Toby Cook, the 19 of Eugene Kopp, the 52 of Jeremy Salinger, the 39 is Dan Sharpless, the 27 of Billy Hilliker, the 0 of Alan Clark, the 721 is Sean Donnelly. Lap number 1 to Connor McLean. Here comes Dan Bucky. Jeffrey Orr doing exactly what he needs to do. He's up to the 3rd spot. Kyle Finlayson actually dropping back a little bit. Still in control of the championship at this point is Finlayson. He has a 38-point lead, so he would have to finish pretty far back to not win the title, and Jeffrey Orr has to win it. Bucky still battling to the outside of Connor McLean. McLean, your race leader. Eric Feaster runs in the 4th spot, but here comes the 24, Brent Schreffler. Schreffler to the outside. He's going to go 3 wide around Bucky on the outside. Bucky and Feaster get together off of 4. Schreffler's going to go to 3rd. Seven laps complete, getting ready to go back to green, Connor McLean. Connor McLean and Dan Bucky battling for the race lead. Jeffrey Orr in 3rd, Brent Schreffler 4th. Eric Feaster and Josh Peebles. Bucky leads at the line by a nose. Connor McLean still digging in the inside lane. Great racing in the compact feature. Kyle Finlayson now working his way up to the outside lane of Derek Robinson. Back about the 8th spot, halfway home, 10 and 10 to go. McLean continues to lead. Bucky's still there. Jeffrey Orr in third. Dan Bucky now back to the outside of Connor McLean. Dan Bucky to the lead. Brent Schreffler to the outside of Dan Bucky for the race lead. Bucky continues to battle in the inside lane, but Schreffler going to take over the top spot. Jeffrey Orr moves up to the 2nd spot. Kyle Finlayson buried back in the 10th spot, but that's good enough. White flag for Brent Schreffler. Curtis Finlayson problems in the 53 as he blows a motor down the back straightaway. And off of turn number 4, your season championship race winner, the 24, Brent Schreffler. Jeffrey Orr will finish 2nd, but Kyle Finlayson going to finish 9th, and that's going to win him the title. So don't forget, drifting event for Club Loose 2, the last weekend of September. I believe it's the 28th and 29th. And the 2-day Bucky Mowing Fall Classic right here at Midvale Speedway on October 12th and 13th. More information will be released on the Fall Classic. Of course, the season-ending trailer race coming up at the end of Sunday evening. Brent Schreffler, your race winner. And Finlayson is going to try and take a lap. I believe he's got a flat tire. So Brent Schreffler, your season championship feature winner, and the 15 of Kyle Finlayson, your point champion, doing a victory lane lap, or a victory lap. Hey. All right. Brent Schreffler, Canton Auto Salvage, Peebles Racing, Paw Print Vinyls, Stock Boarding Kennels. I have no idea who is in the dinosaur costume, but that's a little weird. Oh, it's Zach Koger. All right. Zach Koger is the dinosaur. We'll talk to the champion here in a minute. We're going to talk to the feature winner. Again, in the Finlayson Towing, Finlayson Trucking, Bowling's Used Car, Shutterbug Photography, Paw Print Vinyl, sponsor number 24. Here's your winner. Put your hands together. Brent Schreffler. PDA. All right, brother. Here's the deal. Last week, you came really, really close to a feature win. You had to start all the way at the tail. This thing, people can say what they want, but you're not afraid to use the third and fourth lane sometimes, and that's why you get to the front the way you do.
Yeah, when bottom grooves are stuck up and this car is handled so good, I have to stick it out there. I ain't going to make any moves.
Well, and that's the whole point, right? This division is very, very tight. And if you don't take those little bit extra moves that, hey, guess what? If I go into turn 1 3 wide and it slips up on me, I might lose some spots. But if it sticks, I'm going to the front. Sometimes you got to make those choices.
Yeah, it happened to me last week. I lost a couple spots, and I hang out there and just had to stay there to get to the front.
Who you want to thank on this 24 tonight? And I'm not going to talk about this so-called retirement you say you're going to do, because I know that that's not going to come true. You're too young. So even if you take a break, that's fine, but I know you're not done. So let's just thank who's on the car.
Yeah, I'm retired right now. I don't know if my car owners will going to be here.
Right, I agree with you.
It would probably be February, and I'll probably build another car. But Shutterbug Photography, Bowling's Used Cars, Canton Auto Salvage, Finlayson Towing, About Your Comfort Pest Control, my girlfriend, her mom, her dad, my grandpa, my brother, Eugene, anyone that helped on this thing, and it's paid off.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
Your winner, Brent Schreffler. Get a picture, and we'll bring Kyle up. Kyle, you can move up behind him here if you want. Let's get in there. Get in there. Get the pics. Aww. Let's get them pictures finished up so we can get the champion in here. All right, Brent going to move out of Knack Tuning Victory Lane, going to move the champion in. Come on in, champ. flat tire and all. Finlayson Towing, Finlayson Trucking, Shutterbug Photography by Dana sponsored number 15. Here's your 2019 champion, his first championship. Put your hands together for Kyle Finlayson. Come on over here, man. Finally, right? That monkey's off your back.
Oh, it's taking forever.
It has taken forever, right? And then I see you kind of mid-pack, started to slip back a little bit. I'm taking it that the tire was probably going down earlier. Is that what was keeping you from getting up towards the front?
No, I was kind of waiting back because I didn't want to get caught up in anything, and then I got hit and I felt the tire, and I don't know, I wasn't stopping at that point.
Well, I hear you. You and Jeffrey had a good battle all season long. Man, what's it feel like to finally get that championship? And second, no more.
Feels pretty good.
Who you want to thank on this 15, man?
My dad, everybody that's helped me on this thing.
Well, I wouldn't thank her now.
No.
Well, congratulations, man, on the championship. Can't wait to see you in the banquet and get that big check, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, your winner, your champion, Kyle Finlayson. I have no idea what Koger's doing in that friggin' dinosaur. Yeah, he's probably in there. He's probably in his birthday suit.